Wave 5 of the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe DLC Booster Course Pass is finally here, so you already know the drill. It is now time to rank every single track from worst to best while playing them in real time, 200cc with power items. Drop a comment down below with your personal rankings and be sure to like and subscribe for more Mario Kart content like this. Alright, so here we are with the worst track of this wave, Tour Athens Dash. Now, before I get into it, I just want to let you guys know, none of the tracks in this wave are bad. Like, I actually love playing on all of them. Except, obviously, we have to pick one that is the worst. And it has to be this one. Because there's just way too many blind areas, man. Like, I feel like if you're playing this for the first time, or even the first few times, especially in 200cc, which are, by the way, we're doing today, you feel like you're just gonna crash every now and then. And it's just kind of annoying. And even though, yeah, it's a cool concept because this is a different type of city track. Because a lot of it is just mostly ruins. I'm not really a big fan of the theming, you know, like this is nice. It pays homage to, you know, Greek culture, but like to me, it's not something I vibe with that much, right? And yeah, like a lot of the shortcuts here, like by the way, that piranha plant section in the middle, like I don't feel like it's like worth taking as much, right? Like there's some shortcuts that are just not meant to be taken at this point. And then another thing I don't like is like you see the background, the city portion, it kind of looks unfinished. Right? It doesn't look that pretty to look at. It's just basically, to me, it looks like children's, like, building block toys or whatever. But overall, I mean, I like the music. It's adventurous. And, again, it's pretty unique for a city track. Like, not all city tracks have something like this. But for the most part, like, with the blind corners and, you know, with, like, the theming itself not being my favorite, it's gonna have to be in number 8. But overall, Athens Dash is great. It's still one of my more, like, I guess, tracks I kind of favor in Mario Kart Tour. But overall, yeah, it's definitely number 8. Alright, so here we are, number 7, GCN Daisy Cruiser. You guys are probably sad I put it here, but hear me out. I love the glow up in the stage, man. Like, it is so good. Look how lively it is now with the freaking Goombas on the floaties, right? And even like the, what do you call it, table section over here, you can literally see the people chill in there now, which is awesome. But I don't know, like I've never been the biggest fan of GCN Daisy Cruiser, right? I always feel like the layout isn't like its strongest suit, and that's kind of like what pushes it down to number 7, because it's very simplistic. It feels like almost like a figure 8. If you can like look past in the minimap, it does feel like a figure 8 at times. So, yeah, I mean, I love the fact that we're on a cruise ship, man. Like, who does not want to race on a cruise ship? And it definitely fits the summery vibes. It's just that, to me, it's like, I don't know. It's kind of boring to race on. I do like what they did to it, right? That change right here from the exhaust room, whatever you want to call it, was something they did in Mario Kart 7, and they freaking leveled it up even in Mario Kart 8. But, like, yeah, overall, like, to me, it's just one of those tracks where, yeah, it's lively and everything, but the layout kind of kills it for me. Oh my god, I killed the Goomba! Bruh, freaking moments, dude. I cannot believe I killed him. But yeah, like, I do really like what they did with this track. Like, it's just sad that this has never been one of my favorites. And, you know, like, my favorite part of this track is, not even gonna lie, the hallway section we just saw. Because I like how challenging it is to not hit the corners and everything. But, yeah. That's my reason as to why I put Daisy Cruiser as number 7. So, here we are, moving on to 6. Koopa Cape. Please don't hurt me, guys. Please don't hurt me. But seriously, Koopa Cape is still really fun to play on. Except as a big Mario Kart Wii fan, I feel like as much as there's so many glow-ups in this track, there's plenty of glow-downs. And, you know, there's one good thing to mention, like this glow-up here, or like just this change, you can actually get items on the half-pipes this time. Whereas, like in the original, you couldn't. Right? And the water looks nice, you know, the metallic red shell, iconic and everything, but some of the glow downs in this course is like freaking the underwater section. I know they already like nerfed this in Mario Kart 7, but like, dude, there's not even like the cheaps that you see in freaking Mario Kart Tour, man. Like, there's no zappers either, so like it makes it all baby method. Holy smokes, you know? So I feel like they kind of like nerfed this track in many ways, and even though it is kind of scaled better, don't get me wrong, like it actually feels like it's nice to race on. It does make it feel shorter, you know, and I just like the challenge of Koopa Cape. Like, it was kind of easy but kind of hard at the same time, and overall, I just feel like this track doesn't deliver that same feeling anymore. And yeah, I like the music. It's always great to hear it, too, because, you know, this is, again, one of the more iconic tracks in my childhood, pretty much. Like, everyone used to play this all the freaking time, but, yeah, like, it doesn't have that same feel anymore to me, and maybe it's also, I'm biased because of Mario Kart Wii, right? But, yeah, that's just basically how I feel about this track, and maybe I also don't like it as much because as a kid, I did like it a lot, and I guess as I grew up, like, I just feel like people pick this way too much, and it becomes, like, too obsessive. Like, people obsess over this track too much to the point where it doesn't feel as special anymore. So I don't know, that's pretty much like my reasonings. Again, another thing I do want to preface real quick before we end off this track, like the, what do you call it, the end over here, like look at that, it's so easy to cheese. I know this is 200cc to cheese the water sliding down, but like even in 200cc in Mario Kart Wii, it wasn't like that easy, and I wish they kept the challenge in that. But yeah, overall, that's like how I feel about Koopa Cape in Wave 5. All right, so hitting our number 5, we have GBA Sunset Wilds. Again, another surprising pick to put over here, but again, hear me out. Sunset Wilds has always been one of my favorite tracks too in Mario Kart, and I am very disappointed with the skybox not changing into freaking night. Like, it's called Sunset Wilds for a reason. Like, bro, how can you like make Sunset Wilds and not make it like the sun setting and into nighttime? But you know, I still love the track. It's like, I feel like it's still similar to GBA Riverside Park, like one of the more simplistic tracks, but it's very fun to play on, and then we still get it over here despite it technically like the layout getting nerfed, because in Mario Kart Super Circuit, like it actually had a bigger course layout. But, you know, it's still fun to play on. The, what do you call it, the dinosaur footprints aren't trickable, like in CTGP, which is kind of sad. But I do love seeing things like, you know, the Explorer Shy Guys, which are references from Mario Kart Tour. They're here. It feels like, you know, people are actually exploring the area. And I love seeing the plateaus in the background. It's nice to see, like, I think there's some, like, tents in the background over there, which is nice. One of the biggest changes I do like about this track, too, is the mud. Like, you can't drift in the mud. Like, see, it stops drifting over here. So, like, I like how they added an additional challenge over here. And it's, again, one of those more short and sweet tracks of this wave, and I do adore that. I am a big fan of those type of tracks, you know. Wave 2, I believe, Mario Circuit 3 was, like, pretty much my favorite track because of its, you know, it's simple, but it's so fun to play on. And that's what I get, like, the similar feel of Sunset Wilds. So even though it's not my favorite in this wave, people think it's like the worst one. I don't think it's the worst one. I think it sits solid and pretty for number 5. All right, so now we are in the top half of the ranking. Here we are, Squeaky Clean Sprint. I missed the freaking boost over there. But dude, when this track got first unveiled for Wave 5, like the first trailer, I was blown away how cool this is, man. Look at this, bath bombs, freaking the Mario hat, like rubber ducky we saw in the top of the bathtub, going through the drainage system. Like, I just love the theming of this track, and everybody was like, how and why would they make a bathroom track for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe? No one knew what they were gonna do with that idea, and I was like, when I saw this, it blew my mind. And I'm happy to put this for number 4. It's not my favorite, as I mentioned already, but like, I love the references this track has. You know, there's so many references to, you know, Mario in general, right? The background, you see the clouds from like the original Super Mario Bros, right? For example, if you saw in the beginning, there's a mushroom like themed mirror. And you can see a lot of it when you come out of over here. Oh gosh. Oh, I've never even fallen over there before. Look at that. The dolphin in the background, the Boomerang International Airlines logo. I just like the references they put here, as well as the music. Very jazzy. And I love how you can get into the top route through the toilet, the toilet geyser. So, and then even though there are alternate routes, I do have to say, like, some of them make no sense, right? Like what we just were. I feel like that's way slower. Like, why would you go there, you know? So there's some questionable things they did to Squeaky Clean Sprint to me, and it doesn't make any sense. Like, even the ring section over here, it's not really much of a shortcut either. So, like, yeah, there's some things that are questionable, but overall, the track is pretty solid. And that's why I put it in number 4, right? It's not the best thing in the world. Oh, I missed it. Dang it. But it's still fun to play on, and I definitely admire and give Nintendo full respect for making a bathroom track slap. So yeah, that's pretty much as to the reason why I put Squeaky Clean Sprint in number 4. Alright, so for the bronze medal, we have Tour Los Angeles Laps. One of my favorite city tracks, so again, that's also one of the reasons. But I just like the vibes of LA Laps. I've been to the West Coast before, and to me, West Coast, best coast. Yes, I'm from the East Coast. I hate it over here. So I've been to California, and I really just dig California. So I could be biased with that a little bit with my ranking here, but I just also love the references. You know, we started in the Santa Monica Pier. We went into like Venice Beach, right? And then we're now in the city portion. Everything is pretty cohesive. Like you can see in the background, like what you're gonna expect in the future, like when you're like racing on this track. There's Dodger Stadium. Shout out to TWD98 with the Bowser poster saying 98. We got the shopping district, right? Beverly Hills, right? So like to me, it just feels like a full city track. And that's why I put it in number 3, because the feel really matters a lot in a Mario Kart track. Even if the layout is a little bit wonky, like you saw me hit some walls here and there, at least it's not like Athens Dash to me where, oh, like there's a lot of blind corners. At least you can kind of expect it. And even though there is a lot of theming to Los Angeles Laps, I just like the overall diversity. Look, you can see the Ferris wheel in the background too. Like, again, cohesiveness is like the biggest thing about this track. And despite the track itself, like losing the vocals from Tour, like the la, 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 you know, that part, it's still a bop to listen to. So yeah, overall, LA Laps, phenomenal track. I love the references as mentioned. It fits the summery vibes. And yeah, what is not to like all about it? Here we are, number 2, Moonview Highway, also known as Peakview Highway. So let me just say, bro, like, I was not expecting to like this track that much, bro. Like, this track is so fun to play on. I know I said in the future that Moonview Highway is kind of like mid because of the fact that it's a special cup track in Mario Kart Wii and it doesn't feel like it because the beginning portion was the hardest part and then this part is like the easiest. But I don't know, I love the vibes. I definitely dig the vibes of Moonview. I like what they did with, you know, making it a glow up. There's so many saturated colors, the ambient lighting, like look at this, like even the lamp posts here like fits it, and even the background, you see the valleys, makes it feel like it's not just a city in general. And one of the biggest thing I like about this track is how the boost panel routes change every time. So your experience will change every freaking time you play this track. And I love that. I really love that. So it makes it less boring. Like if you memorize it the first time, like in Wii, it just feels like it's just the same thing over and over and over. But this time, at least they made an effort to change things around, right? So yeah, overall, like the music is great too. I love how the bomb car is back. It feels like a big city escape, right? It feels like you're being chased down by the police, getting hit by that taxi over there. And yeah, the music is great. I like how they kept it into like the city part here is different. Like the jingles are very nice to listen to. And overall, it just feels like Las Vegas or New York City. And I'm a really big fan of just night tracks in general, right? So yeah, I was not expecting to like Moonview Highway that much, but I ended up liking it a lot more than I did. And of course, here we are, number 1, Tour Vancouver Velocity. My favorite city track in Mario Kart Tour, and of course, gonna be my favorite in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Here we go, going underneath the Olympic Cauldron. I've actually, by the way, never been to Vancouver, but like, I just like this track. I've never even been here, but I like this track. It's crazy. Let me just start off the music. It's peak. It is freaking peak velocity, man. I love this song. Like probably my favorite like soundtrack in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. And look at this, like even going through the suspension bridge, I just love how they put lighting over there. Makes it look like it's a party or just like a nice nightlife to be around. And you know, like it's different because it's like LA Laps, right? It's not just city. You see the boats, the pier. We're about to enter the park. Of course, we had the bridge and everything everywhere. And then even the trees, like it's supposed to be kind of like autumn over here. I like how there's like orange sprinkles, aka the leaves in the ground. Just like it makes everything more magical, right? So with the music, the layout itself, and the references, just make this track S tier. And here we are with like, I believe Rogers Arena. I like how it's 2 different laps too. Like 2 different laps of going through the arena and also 2 different routes to exit. So yeah, I mean, there's nothing bad I can say about this track. I don't think there's really many blind corners. I think it's very fun to race on in 200cc. You can see me like do pretty decent over here. And I don't know, like it just feels so magical. That's like the biggest thing I want to highlight about Vancouver Velocity. It's magical, it's beautiful, it fits my vibe, the vibe check is real, and yeah, that is why I love Vancouver Velocity. It's amazing, man. Like, I don't even know what else to say about it anymore. It's just like simply peak Mario Kart design. Thank you guys so much for watching my rankings of every track in Wave 5 in the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe DLC Booster Course Pass. If you did enjoy, be sure to drop a like, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and be sure to comment down below your favorite track as well as your least favorite. Thanks again, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace!